And off we go with week 10 of On Top the Cage and week 10 of the National Football League season.
Got my shorts on, baby.
It does. It's okay. It's okay. We got our regular
60 degrees on your thermometer right there.
That's inside with the heaters. That's a little bit deceiving, I'm sure.
Come on, the heat's over there on you.
It's not too bad. Yes, I do have the heat on. We have a set change, obviously, back here.
Holy shit, Hallmark came in.
Whatever. Yes, I went up in the garage, I want to say Thursday? I don't know. Just past November 1, I think.
When did all the stuff go up outside?
Friday. I was off work on Friday. I got quite a few things done around here. Prepared a little bit for fall, or winter, I guess. Trimmed some of the bushes. And the wreaths went up, the Christmas decorations. Hey, we're full blown inside as well.
Are you serious?
Full blown. We're missing our trees, obviously, which is a big piece of it. It's a big piece of not only the inside, but the outside as well. Saturday before Thanksgiving is when we go and get those. So, and I think 5 years running, I'm almost positive, first up in the neighborhood for outdoor decorations. So
that house down there's got some stuff up
I know.
Too,
they're on my tail. They're the only other ones in the neighborhood. There's two of us, but I won again.
He got some stuff up high, man. He must have paid to have that done.
Yeah,
that dude didn't get up there.
No. You got to have someone professionally do that. Dan's looking at a big arch on a house down the street, 6-7 houses down the street.
That's way up there.
It is up there. So.
My gut and gravity would not allow me to get that high.
Gravity is gonna be the nemesis of Dan, I suppose, for that. But boy, last week, speaking of Christmas stuff, firestorm about me not knowing. What is it called? Christmas story?
I meant to bring the freaking gun.
Oh my god, the BB gun?
Yeah.
I learned that's part of it. I learned something about someone sticking their tongue onto a pole.
Oh my.
The backlash was significant.
Triple dog dare you?
I don't know that. We'll watch it. We'll watch it.
He sticks his tongue to the pole.
I guess I know people watch the show now.
Fudge.
Fine. I don't know what that stuff is that you're doing right now.
You were gonna laugh your ass off when you watched the movie. Seriously, it's old school. I mean, the premise was that it was in Cleveland, but it's actually shot. I mean, Higbee's is in there, but it's not. It was shot in Cleveland, but they're actually from Indiana. Terre Haute.
Oh yeah, I know where the Haute is.
Or was it Terre Haute?
Terre Haute's like 45 minutes from my little hometown in Illinois, right across the border.
You need to watch it.
I will. I didn't like it. Well, what I did like about it was that apparently people are watching, which is a good thing. So
you didn't like what? The movie?
I didn't like the grief I was getting.
Well, you should get grief for not watching that. It's a freaking classic.
It's fine. It's Tuesday. It's election day.
Have you seen Elf?
Yeah, I've seen Elf.
Are you sure?
It shows nonstop. Yes, Will Ferrell. I got it. I watched that Christmas Vacation thing, that Lampoon thing, where that squirrel causes all kinds of problems. The house burns down, doesn't get the paycheck. I know that one.
Jelly of the Month Club.
Grinch. I know all that stuff. Pretty good outside of that one, I think.
Dude, you have to watch the other one. What the hell's the other one with Vince Vaughn? Damn it. It's funny as hell, too.
That's taking too long. Election Day.
Fred Claus.
Dude, no, I didn't watch that.
That's good.
Sounds
Have
dumb.
you seen Fred Claus? Funny as hell.
That's my wife in the background, confirming that I'm the only loser here that hasn't watched Christmas Story, right? That's the title?
Or Fred Claus.
Is it The Christmas Story or just Christmas Story?
I think it's just Christmas Story.
All right,
no
fine. All right, fine. No the. The makes everything different.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Damn it, I should have brought the gun.
I think I said it 3 times already trying to get off this topic. Election Day. By the way, did I say we're shooting on Tuesday? We're shooting on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. That's why it's Election Day for one thing. But my wife and I are going to the Pink concert at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, which is the home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. That is tomorrow night, and that's why we're shooting on Tuesday. We're going to have a couple of Tuesday shoot dates. Thanksgiving, those little bit of monkey wrenching things. So we'll have another Tuesday shoot date, I'm sure. But Katie and I are looking forward to that. She's a huge fan of Alicia. I don't know what Alicia's last name is, but she goes by stage name Pink. Does some acrobatic shit. I know some of her songs. She's got a cool voice. Anyway, we're going to go check that out tomorrow night, and that's why we're Tuesday as opposed to Wednesday. Did you rock the vote tonight or today, Dan?
Yeah, I went and voted.
What time did you get there?
Noon.
A
little before noon. It was
a little lunch break thing. I'll tell you what, I got there at 6:30 in the morning. I had a medical appointment as well, like at 7:15 in the morning. There was a line. I mean, I had a good
Were
line.
all three of those things where you stick the ballot working when you were there?
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with the electronic thing. Pull up
But
the little
all
green
three of
thing.
them were working?
What 3 things?
There were 3 things you could shove the ballot in.
Oh, we had more than that at the parish. Dan votes at a different location than I do.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I vote at
You
the
do.
Parish Life Center at the Catholic Church nearby. Dan votes at the high school. Is that
Yes.
correct? Yes. And my Ethan, our
They
only.
had 3 things. Two of them weren't working.
Jeez.
So the line, I mean, it was packed with people voting and packed with people waiting, and then you got to wait in line to stick your thing in the machine.
Right. Opens at 6:30. I was there at 6:30.
Because we vote here in Ohio, you have this huge freaking piece of paper, and you got to take a pen and color in the dot.
Yeah.
Seriously,
That's
that's where
That's
we're
right.
at with the technology. Because
right. What are we supposed to have? A touchscreen? Is that what we're supposed
well,
to
no,
have now?
I like the little thing. Remember when what was Bush and Gore, where people couldn't?
The hanging Chad?
Yeah, the punch
The hanging
card thing.
Chad.
Come on, you can't push the thing through the freaking machine.
All right. Yeah, the hanging Chad.
Now I got to sit there and color, and I'm shaking the freaking thing because I'm color. I'm like,
shaking the set right now.
yeah, well, well, I mean, they give you this piece of shit privacy booth that's
I didn't have any
this
privacy
sturdy, and
booth.
you're trying to color in the freaking circle.
Well, I didn't have a
stupid.
privacy booth. You had like a curtain?
It's a little freaking like it. You,
Yeah, a
you
little
stand
side
here
up
like
there.
this, and it's got sides
Holy
on it.
shit.
And I'm like,
Listen, Teddy.
oh, come on.
Back down. Settle down. Settle down. So, stop.
What are we talking about?
This is a shit show. Come on. We might talk about more. Let's do the beer review. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
let's
I'm ready.
go.
Dan, what we
Now
got?
they're shook up.
Right.
Yuletide Spicy Holiday Ale.
Uh-huh.
8.5% alcohol by volume. Oh, Royal Docks. So this is right down the street from
Canton,
us.
right?
Jackson.
Jackson Canton area. Yeah, same
Actually,
stuff.
they have several locations now. I think there's another one in Canton.
Yeah. There's some wild issues on the board, though. I mean, the women's rights, and I know there was a lot of stuff mixed in there. Dan educated me a little bit more about tonight, but
Yeah,
we're
we're
not getting
talking
into that.
about
We had marijuana legalization on the ballot, a tax levy, and then obviously all of our local
Wow.
officials. What we like? Do we like it or don't like it?
It's very spicy.
Like, how come? What spicy?
can taste
Does it say what it
spice.
is? Like all the
I'm
weird shit in
looking.
it? What's our alcohol percentage?
Spiced holiday ale, but it is 8.5 on this one.
Oh, it's wheelhouse.
It doesn't tell you what's in here.
I think I like it better than last week's offering. What was last week's?
Story is the first. Oh, it's got a QR code on it, so we'd have to do the thing with the phone. I don't have my phone over here.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's a spice. I can't tell. Nutmeg.
Didn't say it on it.
No, you get
I don't know. I'm looking. My eyes are not good.
spin the thing
Spin the
right there.
Oh, get out of
Store's
here.
right there.
That's too much. That's too much for me
Yeah.
to do. It's an okay can presentation. Anyway, I'm running out of those beers. I mean, the local craft companies, they kind of they repackage their stuff. Sometimes it looks a little bit different, but they
I
don't
saw
make a whole
Slay
lot
all
of
day
beers.
in the store.
Oh, it's there. They're
That's a
all
good
there.
one. I like that one.
They're
Let's
all
do that
there.
one again.
It's just a matter if another company comes out with a different one. There's not going to be a Christmas beer on the set next week because I have a special beer for that one. It's not going to be great or anything like that, but as a special meaning because of what's going to happen the following week here. But anyway, we'll save that for next week.
Oh,
So
smokes. The
Yeah.
intrigue. Yeah,
anyway,
that's the hook for you.
the hook. There you go. Dan, Saturday was return to date night. I feel like you guys hadn't done that in a while. You went
Yeah,
to
no, yeah.
Sam's Royal
Football's
Garden?
Over. Yeah, we were at Royal Garden. Pulled in and we're like, what in the heck is going on here? The parking lot was packed.
Yeah.
Packed. I had to park. You've seen it, but I had to park on the street like this.
I've been there one time. There was 3 cars. 2 of them, I think, were Dan's family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were like,
There was like next to nobody in there.
when we pulled in, my wife's like, we are definitely not getting bar seats.
Did you get bar seats?
Eventually.
Yeah. Was Brian there?
No.
No?
They were having a fundraiser for an animal rescue.
Oh, I like animal rescues. We like animals here. We know that.
So there were a ton of people in there. They had food. You could get food. They had a guy playing music in there. But then there's another bigger fundraiser coming up in February that we ended up buying tickets for.
We drunk?
No,
By then when
I
you
was
bought the
pretty
tickets?
sober. I mean,
What's the fundraiser for next year? or whatever the hell he
It's
says.
the same animal rescue thing. So, because, animals,
you.
we have a dog, you have a dog, we like dogs. My wife knows this particular organization. She's heard of them before. They do good things around here. So, I, in my head, had what I was going to donate already, and the tickets.
I know what Dan donates. The same thing he offers the church every week.
Case of beer.
Case of beer.
Well, for this,
the value of a case of beer.
That's usually my typical.
I like that standard.
That's usually my typical for everything. But
I know,
for this
right?
the one, I was going to do 100.
Ah.
Well,
that's a
the
lot of
tickets
cases
for
of
their
beer.
other
That's
event.
like 5 cases of beer.
Yeah, for their tickets for the other event were $80. So I'm like, I just saved 20.
There you go. Do you get some
So-
dinner too afterwards?
It's a whole freaking thing. We got to go to Canal Fulton to some barn. Dogs are welcome. So we'll see what
shit.
happens in February.
Oh, shit.
But
Cold
the
like
other
a
thing.
motherfucker. I'm sure.
So it's packed. There's all kinds of people in there, not the regulars that you see.
Who's playing the music? Because Brian usually runs the music.
I don't know, but whoever the DJ is, he's doing the DJ for that other event.
Okay.
So there's a dude standing there.
This is good. We got stories. Dan contributing stories.
And I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go talk to this guy. So I walk over to him and I'm like, I don't mean to be, interrupt you, because I don't know this guy, but
Doing the turntables?
No, this isn't the
Scratching
DJ.
it.
This is a guy that's in the bar drinking. And I'm like, has anybody ever told you look like TJ Watt?
Okay, what did he say?
He starts laughing and he looks at me. And
I
he's
am
like,
TJ Watt.
He's like, no one's ever said that. And then his response was, I'm not a Steelers fan. And I'm like, thank God, because I'm not either. But you really freaking look like TJ Watt. And I can't remember if he said, oh, it's my wife or my girlfriend, or she's a Steelers fan. And she turns around when he says that. And I'm like, I'm just commenting that he looks a lot like TJ Watt. I mean, if you put a freaking helmet on that dude, I swear to God, he was tall, big dude. I mean,
That's fine. I don't know what TJ Watt really looks like outside of his
I watch
dome, his
AFC
helmet.
North. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I don't either. If you, I mean, it looked similar enough that I was like, gotta. And he said nobody's ever said that to me. Blah 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 blah. So we're sitting in the bar, and he's close enough. 2 other people came up to him and asked him the same question.
No bullshit.
I
No
swear to
way.
God.
Dude, come on. I gotta go talk to Sam.
I swear to God.
No
2
way.
other people.
No way.
I'm telling you. But after the third one, I looked at the dude and I'm
We're
like,
gonna
hey,
Sam.
I'm sorry, I don't know. Because I
But he
swear to
said-
God, I thought it was.
Wait, hold on. Nobody's ever asked this guy this
That's what
fucking
he said.
question in the world, ever. In his
3
lifetime.
people did it at this shit bar.
I don't know. I gotta go talk to Sam about this. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a story. I like it.
But I swear to God, it was him.
Dan's crew game started 10 minutes ago. I don't know. It's a long intro. I'm out
Jeez.
2 times this week, way over my quota. I told her I got the Pink concert tomorrow while we're shooting today. And then Saturday, my niece, Marla, she has some engagement party in Cleveland that Katie and I have to go to. Where
Wait, the one that lived here for a while?
Yes,
Nice.
yes. My sister and Bella, Kim and Tim, obviously their families all coming up. I don't know if there's a lot of outside family besides Katie and I going. But meanwhile, that's way over my quota. You know that for me.
Yeah.
Leaving the house 2 times in 1
Where
week.
you gotta go for that?
Cleveland
again?
Cleveland somewhere, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, twice. I know, twice to Cleveland. I didn't go there, so. Anyway, speaking of going there, let's go to what happened last week. Dan went 7-7. He's 71-63-2 on the year. Dan and I were both together on the early game in Frankfurt,
Miami.
Germany on Miami, and they didn't back it up again. They're not on the board
blow.
because they're on bye, but
Thank God.
they continue to prove that they cannot beat good football teams. Dan's 3-5-1 on his best bets for the year. I went 8-6 last week. I am 72-62-2, 10 plus on the year. Obviously, I told you I lost my elephant pick as well. I'm 4-4-1 on the season. Disappointed with that. Dan and I did better on our best bets on the show. Other than that, I think we're on the football. There's
let's
good
go.
TV on. I mean, Dan's got a couple of things he wants to watch. Not
Yeah,
only
OU's playing Buffalo tonight, and the Crew's gonna whip Atlanta's ass. Teddy,
couple of Dan's
are you at the
kids,
game, Teddy?
our OU kids. Dan's looking forward to seeing the OU game. It'll be on the small TV over there. The Crew game will be over here. Let's thank Teddy for the Apple subscription right now.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks,
Teddy.
Teddy.
We greatly appreciate it. It's the only way that I would be able to watch this game tonight. So we are on to Thursday Night Football, and I will tell you something right now between Thursday Night Football,
Holy shit.
Sunday Night Football, and Monday Night Football. Hey, flexing's an option.
my
I have no
God.
idea why there was a flexing. I don't think flexing's really an option on Thursday Night Football because it makes it too difficult for the teams. But certainly Sunday Night Football should have got flexed this week. We're not there. But Al Michaels is going to lose his shit. He's getting edgy with his age. He doesn't like shitty football games. He's got one again this week. It's the Carolina Panthers traveling to play my Chicago Football Bears. The Bears are 3.5-point favorites in this game. These two teams have won a combined 3 games on the year. They've lost 14 together. Cumulatively, Carolina has 1 win. The Bears have 2 wins. It's a draft position game. I mention it almost every week because that's
Hopefully
what the
there's
Bears
a good college game on.
season has boiled down to is draft picks already, it seems like. But anyway, Carolina, they come off of their home loss against Indianapolis. The defense played a little bit better. Bryce Young continues to unimpress, I guess is the best word. I don't know. Hasn't been good. He threw a couple of interceptions again last week. The Chicago Bears, they played New Orleans. They lost to New Orleans. They were game. They lost 24-17. They turned the ball over 5 times. There's no team in the National League is really good enough to overcome that hardly, let alone the Chicago Football Bears. I think we are going to get the return of Justin Fields this week for the Bears. We don't know that quite yet. We probably would know if we were shooting on our normal date.
Thumb on
normal
the
time of
throwing
the-
hand.
Yeah. He limitedly practiced last Friday. It was a closed practice, I think. I haven't heard anything about practice so far. I have a feeling he's going to play. It's a big game for the Bear football team, not only for just it being a big game, but for to keep Carolina at 1 win and hopefully get their number 1 draft pick overall. Possibly, we'll see. Bears minus 3.5 in this game.
I'm going with the Bears on this at home.
Me too. I think Fields comes back. Well, and here's the other thing. I think DJ Moore for the youth bettors play DJ Moore's overs this week on Thursday because you're going to be looking. It's the only National Football League game on. Revenge game for him a little bit. I'm sure they're going to try to get him wildly involved. I like him to score. I like the Bears to win this game by 4 points or more. Dan and I are both on the Chicago Bears on Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
All right, the second game in Germany this year, in Frankfurt again, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's the Indianapolis Colts playing the New England Patriots. Indianapolis 4-5 on the season. The New England Patriots are 2-7. Indy's a 2-point favorite in this football game. We just talked about them briefly. They come off of their win in Carolina. They got the same dude, Kenny Moore is his name. He got 2 pick sixes against Bryce Young. He outscored the Carolina Panthers by himself 14-13. How about that? Anyway, I don't know. The defense came up big, I guess, for Indianapolis in that football game. New England, they're 2-7. I mentioned it already. They come off a home loss against Washington, a game they could have won. The offense is so bad, and their calling card, to be somewhat of a respectable football team is their defense, and it didn't play very well either. Sam Howell played well, or it looked to be playing well, so there's not a whole lot of positives out of Foxborough for New England, but Indianapolis -2 is a very average football team with a backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew. Going in there, I have no idea who's going to win this football game. Dan, you got a guess?
I'm going to go with Indy on this because you don't get home field advantage for either team. And Minshew mania, he's going to thrive in Germany.
Yeah, Dan's right. I mean, New England's designated as the home team, but there's no home field advantage. Not like it's in Foxborough. I think they're the better team as well. I'm going to play Indianapolis -2 as well. Dan and I are in agreement on the first 2 games on the board. The Sunday 1 p.m. slate game is a doozy of a football game. It's a great football game. It is Dan's Cleveland Football Browns traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. The Ravens are 6-point favorites in this game. The Cleveland Browns are 5-3 on the season. The Baltimore Ravens are 7-2. Let's talk about your football team first, Dan. Defense is awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Gave up a historical low number in yards. I want to say it was
58.
58 yards. I mean, holy shit. Don't get me wrong. Arizona was
backup quarterback, Connor's
rookie
hurt.
backup
Yeah,
quarterback.
I mean,
The whole 9 yards.
I mean,
I'm not going to take anything away from
they
the Cleveland
should've-
defense.
Well, yeah, again, we should have thrived on that, but the way the defense is playing, yeah, that's fine. The defense has to step up and do that against the Ratbirds, though. I mean, the Ratbirds, in my opinion, are the best team in the AFC right now.
Dan Dan brought that up last week, and I questioned him. I think I actually raised my hand like this because he said he thinks Baltimore, is possibly one of the best football teams, or maybe the best football team in the National Football League. I was wrong. I mean, they throttled the team again last week, and Dan was right, and I'm wrong. I mean, they're impressive looking. I want to ask you something before we get on to Baltimore, though. But I didn't get to see the Cleveland game because I was watching the Bear game. How did Four look?
A little slow starting off, but he would look fine by the end of the game. I mean, they took him out and put PJ in to finish the game, and there was no injury this time. Yeah. Last time they did that, they didn't tell anybody there was an injury, but I mean, he looked good, and they have been running the ball. It's not one guy. It's a combination of three,
right?
Which is fine.
Which is Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt, and who else is in the mix?
Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt. Damn it, who's the younger kid? Because I want him to get more carries. Shit.
I don't know who it is. I get to watch them this week because the Bears play on Thursday night, and I will have that game on.
Pierre Strong.
Pierre?
The third one.
I don't think he's that young. I feel like that cat's been in the league for a hot
He played
journeyman.
for Indy before.
Yeah.
I think he played for New England, too.
Baltimore, winners of 4 straight. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I thought we were going to have a ball game last week when Baltimore hosted Seattle because I thought quite a bit about Seattle. They just beat the shit out of them again. I mean, they went out to Arizona last week. Baltimore did before this week. And then the week before that, though, they kicked the shit out of Detroit. 2 NFC contender teams. They beat them both down really
the NFC
bad.
Teams blow.
I mean, here's the thing.
They blow.
I don't know about that. But
what NFC teams are good?
I don't know. Philadelphia.
Okay, and Dallas.
Dallas. I think Detroit.
The rest of them blow.
Maybe Detroit.
Maybe Detroit.
We'll see. But here's the thing. I mean, Dan was, in our season prediction show, Dan was kind of like saying, hey, this is the best division. Dan's right. If the playoffs started today,
all 4 teams would be in.
All 4 are in. All 4 are in. Pretty unbelievable. Baltimore, to recap, -6 in this game. I'll take the lead. I know it's Dan's team.
The massacre starts now. They're going to have to kill each other.
This is a ball game. I think this is a ball game. I think it's a field goal game. It wouldn't shock me if Cleveland came out of Baltimore with a win. They have that talented of a defense. I think this is going to be a whale of a game. I'm 100% taking the points.
You're taking Baltimore.
I'm taking Cleveland. I'm taking the points and getting Cleveland getting 6.
Really?
You don't think your team's going to compete, Dan?
I'm taking Cleveland, but I'm shocked that you're not taking the Ratbirds.
I think this game's a barn burner. I think it comes
There's
out
no
the end.
freaking way I'm going to take the Ratbirds. But
I
I'm
understand.
shocked you are.
I think this is going to be a hell of a game, Dan. There's no way your football team is way too talented on defensive side of the ball to let this game get away from them.
So you're saying I should watch this game instead of blowing leaves for the first half or washing a car?
Don't miss this game. This is a great football game. It probably should have been flexed. Next game on the board. Dan and I are both on the Cleveland Browns. Next game on the board is the Houston Texans traveling to Cincinnati to play the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals 6.5-point favorites in this football game. Houston's 4-4 on the year. The Cincinnati Bengals are 5-3. Houston comes off a crazy win at home against Tampa Bay. A very high-scoring affair.
How about C.J. Stroud?
14 touchdowns, 1 interception on the season. Threw for 470 yards. I think he sealed the deal on Offensive Rookie of the Year. He 100% looks the part of a starting quarterback in a National Football League.
That whole team shocks me, though, because, I mean, I thought the cupboard was bare. You had a quarterback, but, man, are they playing good.
I'm going to give some credit to DeMeco Ryans, their rookie head coach. Did you see what else happened in that game? Their field goal kicker got hurt.
Yeah. Who was it? A defensive back?
Running back.
35 yards.
29. It wasn't long, but he banged it right through the middle of the uprights. There was no issue in regards to whether or not it was going in. They got a running back kicking field goals. Obviously, they're going to fix that for this week. Cincinnati. They come off an impressive win on Sunday night against the Buffalo Bills. They look better and better, and Joe Burrow looks healthier and healthier. That slow start that we were talking about, what's wrong with this team? There's no conversation about that anymore. I think everybody's coming around to the thought that, okay, these guys are contenders to be, you know, the AFC representative possibly again. They're pretty damn good on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
They're minus 6.5 in this game. Is Houston going to hang in here?
I think Houston hangs in. Houston wants to compete. They want to. They're a young team. Their coach is fired up. The offensive coordinator, I guess, is from the San Francisco tree.
Yeah, DeMeco Ryans, 100%.
Well, no, that's the head coach,
Oh.
but the guy calling the offense
Oh,
was
I don't know who
I
that
believe
is.
the quarterback's coach at San Francisco.
that's got to be
I
under the
thought that's what I
Kubiak system.
heard,
It's got to be
but-
through the Kubiak system.
Not
Think.
Kubiak.
Maybe- I may have wrong.
No, what the? It's not Kubiak.
Kyle Shanahan, you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
well,
from-
and then Mike McDaniel was there, and then I don't know who the hell the quarterback coach was. Hell, I don't know
But
any of that.
that's the offensive coordinator, Houston. I don't know, 6.5. I think is a little big on this. I think I'm going to take Houston.
I'm gonna ride with Dan. That's the way I was going too. I mean, it's a little bit scary to do that, especially with the number under a full touchdown. But I'm gonna take the Houston Texans to hang in this football game as well. Dan and I are on the same page for the first 4 games on the board, and we got a killer football game coming up next. At least I think it is. I think Dan will think the same. It's the San Francisco 49ers playing the
Why isn't
Jacksonville
this
Jaguars.
a 4:00 game?
Well, what it should be is Sunday Night Football, if you ask me. But San Francisco -3 on the road in Jax is the line. San Francisco's 5-3. They do come off by Jacksonville 6-2.
Both of them are off a bye.
Also off by. So very well rested football teams. San Francisco is riding a 3-game L streak right
Yeah.
now. I mean, they were thought to be the best team in football. They haven't won a football game since week 5.
Since we whipped their ass.
Since week 5, they have not won a football game. They added Chase Young. We mentioned that last week on the show at the trade deadline. They are getting a little bit healthier. Trent Williams is supposed to be back this week. Deebo Samuel is supposed to be back this week. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey gets a little bit of rest. They're going to try to right the ship as 3-point favorites in Jacksonville. But here's a chance for Jacksonville, who I think is a dark horse contender for the AFC to be the representative. They get a chance to prove themselves. They do. I like both sides of the ball. I like Trevor Lawrence in the offense. Defense, the passing or the run defense isn't great. But other than that, I don't know. There's a lot to like about this football team. And speaking of riding streaks, they're riding a 5-game win streak into this game. The Jacksonville Jaguars getting 3 points at home.
San Francisco.
Not
Kyle
me.
Shanahan's
Not
gonna have
me.
his shit fixed.
Not me. The slide continues. If you ask me, I think a lot of this Jags football team, I think they win the game outright. I think it's a great football game. I could be wrong, but Dan, our odds for the first time, I like the Jaguars to win this football game. I know they're getting 3. Next game on the board is the New Orleans Saints playing the Minnesota Vikings. New Orleans 2.5-point favorites in this game on the road. They are 5-4 on the season. Minnesota also 5-4 on the season. New Orleans, they come off of their home win against Chicago. With their 5-4 record, they have sole possession of the NFC South, which is not a very talented division. They looked okay. I mean, the offense has played a little bit better the last couple of weeks. They're an okay football team is all I can really say about them. And then Minnesota, they came off
Holy
a big
smokes.
back-and-forth comeback win in Atlanta.
How is Josh Dobbs' uniform not in Canton?
Right. Like Josh Dobbs gets traded there on Tuesday, shows up at a walkthrough on Friday, has no idea what the plays are. Their rookie quarterback gets a concussion in the first quarter, like at the very beginning of the football game. Josh, put your helmet on, Josh. He gets in the huddle like, "Hi, my name's Josh." Everybody's looking around. Okay. That had to be what fucking happened.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you guys?
But that's the right dude you want. I mean, the guy's a freaking astronaut. His degree that he graduated with was
He has alopecia. Like, I guarantee, like, in the huddle.
whatever. Who gives a shit?
I know.
The dude's a freaking
But
genius
dude's-
anyway. So football, I mean, he could figure that shit out.
Dude's in the
Run
huddle.
here, run there, and I'm gonna throw you the goddamn ball.
Dude gets in the huddle, and he's got to, like, introduce him. "Hi, I'm Josh." And the other guys are probably, like,
Hey,
looking
your
at him.
thing's
I
up.
know. The other people look at him like, "Why don't you have any eyebrows, dude?" Probably.
Fuck,
Like, I've got this
none
shit.
of them dudes were doing that. He got in the huddle and go, "Hey, we're gonna go score a touchdown."
They did. I mean, he engineered a drive at the end. He just played some backyard football.
I saw something.
That shit's a fucking awesome story.
I know he played for Arizona and Minnesota. I saw something that he's the only quarterback to throw 3 touchdown passes for 3 different teams. I thought in the same season, but it didn't.
He couldn't have. I mean, he got
It doesn't
traded
make
before
sense.
the season in Cleveland.
Yes, but
Started out in Cleveland.
So, he started out in Pittsburgh. Let's go.
No,
wait,
I meant this year. I meant this year.
Wait,
I meant this year.
But hold on, because this is going. I'm going off the rails here. The
I
dude.
thought you wanted to watch your crew game.
The dude was drafted by the Steelers,
Didn't he play for Tennessee for a while too? Yeah.
and throughout his career, Browns, bravo.
Journeyman.
But he's playing in the National Football League, and the Steelers let him go, but still have Mason Rudolph on the staff.
Well, okay. All right.
That's where I'm going with
He
that.
was around Pittsburgh. I mean,
Yes, I wanted to rail on Pittsburgh. Go Mason.
Josh
Freaking
Dobbs.
dude should have his uniform. He had to throw 3 touchdown passes in a game twice this year. No
Oh,
other
that-
quarterback's done that with 2 different teams.
That's
in the
awesome.
same season. His shit should be in Canton.
And you know what? It wasn't just in the season. It was in back-to-back weeks that he did it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He should.
Back-to-back
There should be a
weeks.
Josh Dobbs display at Canton.
Yes, he lost the backup quarterback job in Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken. Gets dealt to Arizona, plays at Arizona, gets dealt to Minnesota, right?
Yes, we traded him.
'Cause Dorian Thompson
signed
Robinson
him.
showed big
His
in
contract's
preseason.
$1 million.
Yeah.
That's what he was getting paid. That's what we signed him
Spent
for.
a lot of time on this.
Traded him for a 5th-round freaking pick.
Well, worked
Wish
out.
we still had him.
What the hell did Arizona get for him from Minnesota, you know?
I don't know.
Anyway. Oh, he spent a lot of time on a game.
At least the Steelers still have Mason
Oh
Rudolph.
my God, he doesn't play as there's no consideration of him playing. I don't know why we're talking about Mason Rudolph. 'Tis the season.
Well,
That's why
the
Rudolph
Steelers
makes
started
it.
all
That's
that
why Rudolph makes a show. It's the season. November. It's Christmas
Because
season.
the Steelers look dumber than the Browns. That's why I had to bring it up.
New Orleans minus 2.5 in this game. I'll take the lead. I like the legend of Josh Dobbs to continue. I like him to play okay. I mean, New Orleans are on the road. What makes New Orleans a favorite on the road?
Nothing.
I'm taking Minnesota.
I'm taking Minnesota too. They stink. They have the same record.
Yeah.
stink.
Yeah. I mean, well, let me give you this thing too. If the playoffs start today, the Minnesota Vikings are in as the last seed in the National Football Conference. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? We're on the Green Bay versus Pittsburgh. Steelers are installed as 3-point favorites in this football game. Green Bay 3-5 on the season. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 5-3. Green Bay comes off of a win at home against the Los Angeles Rams, where the Rams didn't have Stafford playing quarterback. So
What happened to him?
it is what it is. I don't know.
They just signed frickin' Wentz.
Yeah, I don't think just signed. I think he's been. Did they just sign him?
Yeah, that's what I heard today driving over here.
Yeah. Well, the kid who started last week named Brett Ripien
Carson
got cut.
Wentz.
Got cut. Brett Ripien started last week in Green Bay, and he got cut today. So I don't know. I guess Carson Wentz is fucking starting. I don't know. That's whacked out. But anyway, Green Bay wins this football
They're
game.
on bye, so the Rams are on bye.
Oh, no, very good. Good for them. They need it. They need it. Green Bay wins this game at home against the Rams. I guess Jordan Love looked a little bit better. That's a big question mark. They had Aaron Jones back. Whatever. So the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mentioned their record rate 5-3. How the fuck is this football team 5-3?
Their
How the fuck is this team 5-3?
defense,
Dan?
special teams. I will give them credit. Their offense looked better this past week. I mean,
Marginally.
okay, but
Marginally
competed.
better. The Pittsburgh comes off of their win, Thursday night against Tennessee?
yes,
They get the late touchdown win, right?
yeah.
So, I mean, I have no idea. I mean, they run the ball, I guess. I mean, I don't know. The defense is okay. And Dan called them awesome one time, and then we both backtracked on it. I
You
guess
can run the ball against that defense. If you sit there and try and pass against them, you're going to get screwed. Run the freaking ball.
we had a small sample size last year of Kenny Pickett. I thought he might be great, but I haven't seen any of that this year at all.
Wait a minute. You were so high on them in preseason.
I was.
Their offense blows.
Pittsburgh -3 against Green
I'm
Bay.
going with Pittsburgh because they're at home and the defense. I mean, Jordan Love should have depends on.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ride with Dan. I don't like it. I have no idea how this Pittsburgh football team has a chance to be 6-3, past the halfway mark. I mean, anyway, they have a chance to be there. They're 5-3 right now. Dan and I are both on the Steelers. Next game
Big
up.
change, Matt Canada on the sideline.
Oh yeah, that made a big change. That made a big difference. Their offense looked like a fucking juggernaut on Thursday night against Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's sarcasm for you. As the Tennessee Titans traveling to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, both these teams share the exact same record of 3-5 on the year. Tennessee, very short line, 1-point favorite on the road in Tampa Bay. We just mentioned Tennessee's loss in Pittsburgh, where Will Levis continues to look pretty good.
He does look good.
Yeah, I mean, he looks poised. He's not afraid to hang in the pocket. Made some pretty good decisions. I mean, there's not much help around him. But look, if Will Levis is a viable starting quarterback in the National Football League, second round, this is a winning fucking season for them. Yeah. I mean, a winning fucking season because they don't have to go back to the drawing board for a quarterback. So hopefully Will Levis continues to play well. I mean, that's a huge win for Vrabel's team. If
Malik Willis, they should see if he can run tailback.
Right. I mean, he's a wild athlete. I don't think he's going to be a viable option as a starting National Football League quarterback. Tampa Bay, I mean, they got their defense got absolutely torched against Houston. I mean, C.J. Stroud put up 470 yards against them. The offense isn't great. I mean, I don't know if but they're in this division. They're at 3-5. The leaders in the division are New Orleans Saints at 5-4. They're a game and a half back, I guess, right now. But that could flip in a heartbeat for sure. It's not like they're not playing for everything here. Or a playoff spot, which is really everything in the National Football League, just get a chance to go in. But they're losers of 4 in a row, Dan. And I'm not going to put this on Baker Mayfield, but I mean, he won the quarterback competition in preseason against that Kyle Trask kid. I mean,
Baker's played pretty good. I mean,
I know,
he had some interceptions this week.
I was just thinking of a way to spark the football team. You lost 4 games in a row. Do you make a quarterback change?
No.
I don't think so either. I don't know. This is a shitty football game. Tennessee -1, Tampa Bay. I'll take the lead. I'm going to take the Buccaneers to snap the 4-game losing skid.
Wow. Can Tampa Bay stop, what's his name running the ball?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's lousy, 2 lousy football teams. I'm taking the home team.
I'm taking the home team, too.
They are both on the Buccaneers. A 4 p.m. slates with the Atlanta Falcons traveling to play the Arizona Cardinals. Atlanta 4-5 on the season. Arizona 1-8. Another road favorite by 1 point. It's Atlanta Falcons currently favored by 1 point out in the desert. Missed opportunities for Atlanta, staple of the show. Dan Toskins beer, I'm sure, will go to his traditional Bud Light. We talked about that Atlanta-Minnesota game. Back and forth game. They missed some opportunities. They had a chance to win that game. Taylor Heineke started that football game as opposed to Desmond Ridder. They still have the same turnover problem, which has plagued that team all year. Arizona, they come off of obviously a non-showing in Cleveland with a rookie quarterback. I mean, whatever his name is, Tune, out of here. He had no chance. I mean, talk about starting a rookie quarterback against possibly the best defense in National Football League. That sucks.
I think that's why they didn't put Kyler Murray in there.
Right, I think so too. He's back this week. It's been stated already by the head coach. His name is Gannon. I think he's the defensive coordinator of Philadelphia. He got that gig over off season. But Kyler Murray's going to start. The window for James Conner opened up again as far as practice. I don't think he's playing. But, I mean, they got a viable option at quarterback finally.
Yeah, but their defense played good. Their defense was put in shitty spots against us.
I mean, they hit rock bottom last week.
Turnover. I mean,
rock bottom. When you gain, how many yards they gain?
58 total.
When you gain 58 total yards in a football game, that's fucking rock bottom. It doesn't get any lower than that, but
because Kyler Murray's there, are they going to get more than 58?
They're going to get more than 58. I'm going to take the lead. Look, they're 1-8. They know their season's over. I mean, they know it's over. But, I mean, Kyler Murray's back.
Were they playing for Caleb Williams, the crybaby?
Nah, I don't think they're tanking. I don't think they're tanking or anything like that. I did see that as well. I'm going to take the lead. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals to win this football game.
I'm going to take them, too.
All right. Next game on the 4 p.m. slate is the Detroit Lions playing the Los Angeles Chargers. Detroit, another road favorite, -2 in this game. They come off bye. They are 6-2 on the season. The Chargers just come off of their win last night on Monday Night Football against the New York Jets.
Holy shit. We got
They
a
are.
disaster.
You've been talking a lot. They are the
Done
Chargers are
talking.
4-4 on the season. Like I
Detroit.
said, Detroit. They came up by very good first half of the season. They're healthier now, obviously after the bye. I think you're going to see David Montgomery back. They got to run on him. This team got to run on him, Dan. I think so. And
Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, this team can get hot. I mean, they're a talented football team. They got a fiery head coach. We both like him. Chargers. They got a special teams touchdown early last night. A punt return touchdown.
Yeah, no, the offensive numbers were awful for them.
Yeah.
I mean, and
screen
I understand
game,
they had
screen
some
game.
short
There's no
fields.
downfield plays.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really disappointed with what's his face that came over from Dallas with this team. I thought it was
Kellen Moore,
a huge
the
difference.
offensive
Yeah.
coordinator who Dan's referencing.
It's just they're not impressive. And I know the kid's playing with a broken finger on his non-throwing hand, but I mean, come on, that tape
He's all right with
job
it.
looks like,
Yeah, it looks like something you do in an intramural basketball game.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? But that team, no, I'm on Detroit on this one.
Me too. I think a lot of this Lions football team, another road favorite here. Dan and I are going to play them both. Dan and I are both on the Detroit Lions. Next game on the board, we
Oh,
haven't
my
seen.
God.
I don't think we've seen this big of a line since COVID season.
I don't remember. When I was out here by myself earlier looking at the board, I was like, 16
Holy hell,
and a
right?
half.
Dan likes to say holy hell. He's saying holy hell about this line. It's a division game. It's the New York Giants playing the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are a whopping 16.5-point favorites in this game. The Giants are 2-7 on the year. They come off of their loss against Las Vegas. Big news out of, the Big Apple for the Giants is that Daniel Jones is done for the year with an ACL tear, I believe it is. Tyrod Taylor's on the IR.
Did Daniel Jones start?
He did in Vegas. He got an ACL tear. He didn't fall off the toilet or anything,
I mean,
Dan. And now we're looking
He was
at
there in person, but was he really there?
shit. I don't know. There's some dude named Tommy DeVito starting.
DeVito from freaking Jersey.
Yeah.
How's that fucking guy not making? Come on, the Soprano, the DeVito.
Well,
Come on.
the guy sounds like he should be making sausages
Yeah,
as
that's what
opposed to
I'm
making
saying.
plays, right?
What that? Shit, DeVito.
Danny DeVito's nephew. No, that's not true.
Not
That's false.
Danny DeVito. Come on, I'm talking Sopranos shit here.
I don't know Sopranos. I don't watch that show
Oh,
either.
good grief.
Cowboys.
You've not watched The Sopranos?
Not one
Oh
bit,
my
not one
God,
time.
you're gonna get shit now too. If anybody watched
Is that on
this long-
HBO? Was that on HBO?
Yeah, it was an HBO
Not on
show.
HBO.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you could
I
stream
don't
it
pay
on
for that.
anything.
I don't pay for that.
The Sopranos was like freaking 15 years ago.
I know. Anyway, Dan's trying to make the show longer. Dallas comes off a loss, a big loss at Philadelphia, where they were there. I mean, they got to be happy about Dak Prescott's performance because it was pretty good in that football game. Bad clock management at the end, if you ask me. They had a chance to win the football game. They were down at the 6-yard line of Philadelphia trying to win the football game with 27 seconds left, and they went backwards on the next 3 plays. They had a good opportunity to get right in that division. They lost it. They're huge favorites in this game against the Giants. Dan, I mean, fucking 17 points?
I don't know. I got to go with the Giants because the kid's name's DeVito and the Vegas DeVito Italian. I'm going with Giants.
Me too. I mean, it's too big of a number for me. Maybe Saquon Barkley gets a touchdown, something like that. I don't know. Dan, it's too big a number for both Dan and I. Dan and I are both
I ain't
on
touching that one.
the G-Men. I don't like it either. Next game on the board, into the 4 o'clock slate is the Washington Commanders playing the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks 6.5-point favorites in this football game. Washington, they are 4-5 on the season. Seattle's 5-3. Washington comes off of their win in New England against the Patriots. Sam Howell looked pretty good again. And somewhat surprising because they had absolutely demoralized that football team at the trade deadline when they dealt both of their pass
Half their
rushers.
defensive line.
And they played pretty well in Foxborough, in New England. So, I mean, credit to whoever got them, the coaching staff, to keep them, moving forward and being positive. And kudos to that football team for coming out and playing after, they could have just tanked after he said, okay, you're going to sell off our 2 best players on defense, fuck off, type of thing. Easily could have happened. Seattle comes off and absolutely beat down Baltimore. There were no shows in Baltimore. I thought that was going to be a hell of a football game.
I thought it would be better too.
I was wildly disappointed by Seattle's performance. Geno didn't play well. He's got to play better.
Gino doesn't like the East Coast.
Defense
apparently.
is pretty good. Seattle minus 6.5 in this game, Dan.
taking Seattle on this one.
Me too.
Washington's no.
I like their defense. I like
They're
that
at
Witherspoon kid. I question him. He was the number 5 pick overall in the draft. I question it. He's out of Illinois. I watched him play. Boys, he played well. Man, is he a physical corner? That kind of Legion of Boom thing is coming back together. I love the Seattle defense. Geno Smith has to play better, but it's under a touchdown. Dan and I are both on the Seahawks -6.5. Dan, start thinking about your best bets on the week.
I don't have one.
We got to do better. I don't have one yet either. We are on to Sunday Night Football, which 1,000% should have been fluxed out of this spot.
I'm not watching this game. If the Crew lose tonight, they play Atlanta again Sunday night.
Is it Sunday night? Do you know the
Yes.
time already?
I believe it's 7.
All right.
So I'll be focused on that. Thank God, because this shitbag game.
This is a shitbag game. Let me introduce it, Dan. Dan wants to watch his soccer game. It's the Jets playing the Raiders. The New York Jets travel across country to play the Las Vegas Raiders. Jets are 4-4, just coming off of their loss on Monday night. They somehow are installed as 1.5-point favorites against the Vegas Raiders, who are 4-5 on the season. I just mentioned it. The Jets, home or away team in this game, come off of their home loss against the Los Angeles Chargers, where the offensive performance was atrocious. I mean, fucking atrocious.
It was atrocious, not only by the quarterback, but by all parties involved. I can't blame that loss on Zach Wilson by himself. I can't do that.
And Robert Saleh came out today, the head coach of the Jets, and say there's not going to be a quarterback change, or we're not going to bring somebody in. I mean, I don't care what type of remedies Aaron Rodgers is doing. I mean, this team, I don't see them being viable with the quarterback play being that bad by the time Aaron Rodgers can possibly play that it makes sense.
They're going to be a 500 team at the end of the season.
And then we got turmoil in Vegas, man. You talking
Jeez,
about? I mean, obviously,
what a friggin'
Mark
mess.
Davis fires the head coach, Josh McDaniels, fires the GM, fires the offensive coordinator, says, Antonio Pierce, linebackers coach, you're the head coach. And I tell you what, they must have fucking hated McDaniels because they played a lot better.
Jeez, I mean,
He must be a tool bag, Dan.
that's twice too.
Yeah, he made a year and a half both times. He's never getting a third opportunity. There's no way. I mean, I tell you what, I saw the locker room. The players were happy. The players were happy that Josh McDaniels is no longer the coach. That says a lot about him, and I don't know if he's trying to bring some sort of like iron fist Bill Belichick thing with him and it doesn't fucking work. I don't know what that is, but the players in the locker room were stoked, and I mentioned stoked as an adjective because they fucking had cigars. I mean, they were excited. Like they just won the fucking Super Bowl, like in the locker room type of shit. I think it was all because Josh McDaniels gone.
You have to be a very smart individual, like Bill Belichick is, to control every facet of the game. And I don't think he is. Because he's done it twice. I mean, you have to have the knowledge, and you can be a disciplinarian, and through your comments, your coaching technique, show them that you're right. He obviously doesn't have that.
No, and
this is what I want to do, and if you don't do it, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, and when you're a disciplinarian coach, I mean, it's a very fine line before, to have all your players like believe as opposed to walking that line where they get pissed. I mean, you're not dealing with college kids anymore. You're dealing with millionaires.
Hey, it's my way or you don't play.
Yeah,
but you have to back it up.
That
you have to know and have the confidence and to make a statement like that, you have to back it up. And your players have to.
Yeah, it's got to work, man. It's got to work.
The players have to know.
If you lose, that shit doesn't fly.
No.
I mean, I'll put it that way. If you're losing, it doesn't fly.
No.
I mean, maybe shit flies at Pee Wee. Maybe it flies at high school. When you're talking about multi-millionaires.
Why don't they throw the ball to Devontae Adams? I mean, how many games did we see in prime time with a shitbag team where they didn't even throw to him? I think a couple of weeks ago, I was like, well, maybe he was out there because he was injured still and it was a decoy.
Disciplinarian doesn't. If you don't win, it doesn't work in National Football League. It also doesn't work in college football anymore because you're also dealing with multimillionaires now in college football. So anyway, the Jets are road favorites, 1.5-point favorites in Vegas. It's largely because of their defense, and the defense is good. I know that. I mean, there was 27 points scored by the Chargers last night. I know one was a punt return. They turned the ball over quite a few times. So I'm not going to take anything away from the Jet defense. Las Vegas is starting Aiden O'Connell, that rookie quarterback. Are they going to take advantage of him? Are they going to win this football game out in Vegas? Or is it going to be 2 in a row?
I'll take the Jets.
I'm taking the Vegas Raiders. I like Antonio Pierce. I like him to light cigars again in the locker room. That is Sunday Night Football. Jesus, I don't know if I'm going to watch that. It's such an atrocious football game.
I won't watch it.
Monday Night Football.
I'll watch this either.
No shit, right? The Denver Broncos play the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo 7.5.
The first half.
Buffalo 7.5 point favorites in this football game. Denver's 3-5 on the year. They come off a bye. They looked a lot better 2 weeks ago where they beat Kansas City. I don't want to know the score, Dan. They competed in that football game. And then you got Buffalo, who comes off of their loss on Sunday night against Cincinnati. They're 1-4 on the road this year. They've not performed well.
No score on the crew game yet. Ohio State is still number 1.
On the road, right.
No change in the top 4.
Dan Schefter. Dan, no change in the top 4 for the college football playoffs. Dan Schefter's here. We got I could bet the 2H maybe on the crew game. Buffalo minus 7.5. The offense looks a little bit off. I don't think Josh Allen's hurt, but I mean, you want to hear something? Dan, can you hear me? Yeah. If the playoffs start today, you know who's not in the playoffs?
Buffalo.
The Buffalo Bills. If the playoffs started today, the Buffalo Bills, that's shocking to me. They're minus 7.5 in this game. I like them to right the ship. I'm going to lay over a touchdown with them, minus 7.5.
Who are they playing?
The Denver Broncos.
Oh, God. Where are they at?
Buffalo.
I'm on Buffalo.
All right, Dan and I are both on Buffalo. Buys this week, Kansas City. The Los Angeles Rams, the Miami Dolphins, and the Philadelphia Eagles. We are on the best bets. We call them Elephant Picks on the show. It's a good time for Dan to be using the outdoor facilities because I'm unsure right now. Like I always am, it seems like. I got to do better. I'm going to survey this. I think the Minnesota Vikings win their home football game, getting 2.5 points against the New Orleans Saints. It's my best bet on the board this week.
Browns over the Radbirds.
Dan likes the 6 points against Cleveland. I had a couple other options. I really like Detroit.
Pittsburgh over Green Bay.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I like Detroit on the road against the Chargers as well. Those are a couple games. Play a parlay.
That's a good one too.
I like the Detroit Lions off bye this week. But my elephant pick
Atlanta scored.
Is the Minnesota Vikings to win this football game at home. That is week 10 of On Top the Cage. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I think we'll be back at our normal shoot day midweek next week on Wednesday. Anything else?
No.
All right, very good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.